Hello and welcome to the Cinematics Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about The Hateful Eight.
I'm Casey.
And I'm Connor. The Hateful Eight is a Quentin Tarantino movie. And I love talking about Quentin Tarantino movies, so I'm very excited.
Tarantino's like slowly becoming my favorite director.
Yeah, he's a lot of people's favorite director, and for good reason. He's a very film bro director, you know? This is a very film bro movie, and we are kind of film bros. So,
yeah.
It's a perfect storm.
Full reviews right now. Okay, I'll start.
8.5.
Okay, 8.5, really? I thought it'd be higher. I'm going to go with a 9.
It's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm not giving it an 8.5 because I dislike it. I think that's a really good review.
Oh no, 100%. For some reason I figured you were gonna give it like a 9.5.
I've seen other Tarantino movies that I like quite a bit more.
Fair.
But I definitely don't dislike this movie in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so just to start with, okay, all of the actors, they have like a star-studded cast in this film.
Yeah, they do.
Like, it's crazy the actors they have.
Yeah, the casts were perfect for these characters as well.
Like, everyone does an amazing job. There's absolutely no bad characters. No one does a bad job. And all the acting is phenomenal. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Even just through spoilers for this movie. I don't know. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. At the very end. Okay, so just to start with, I love the ending of this movie. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like pretty cool.
It's expected. Or it's not expected. It's the best way the movie could have ended.
Yeah, it's the fact that just everyone dies.
Yeah.
Like, there's not that many downsides, so I'm just going to talk about like one downside I thought was really weird. I thought the narrator that came in after chapter 4, was really weird.
You know who it was?
No.
It's Quentin Tarantino.
Was it?
Yeah, it's his voice.
That makes sense.
Well, what did you think was weird about it? Just the fact that there was a main narration?
It just took me out of it.
Yeah. The reason for that is because this movie's script changed. Mm-hmm. And he was kind of like basically I think that where the script changed is kind of where he decided to do that narration to kind of like change what's going on because the script leaked.
Oh, shit, that's not good.
The movie was actually supposed to end with the revenge of the Donna, what was her, Donahue, whatever.
The girl, the prisoner.
Donahue?
I think it was Donahue. That sounds correct.
She was supposed to get her revenge, and, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's balls were supposed to get shot off, and that's how he was supposed to die. Mm-hmm. And it was just going to end in like a shootout.
Oh, so it was just going to end with the bad guys winning.
Yeah, well, it was going to be like a flipping the script kind of thing, and the bad guys were going to be revealed to kind of be the good guys. But then, since the script leaked, they critically changed.
Oh, so she was going to be actually a good person, and then okay, I understand. That makes sense.
So, yeah, there was a critical change with the script, from what I understand. Which is funny, because we've talked about, you know, Captain America as well today, and that had a critical
whole bunch of
script change as well.
But this time it worked, and with the other one it didn't.
Seems like everything that Tarantino puts on paper is just absolute movie gold.
Yeah,
like, he hasn't really he's just a really good storyteller.
He is. I will always say this. I think my favorite part about the Quentin Tarantino movies, especially and 100% with this one as well, is just the dialogue and the actors just flowing off of each other.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good at picking actors that are really good together and writing dialogue that really just flows. Like, it feels like a real conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great at writing real conversations, and I think that it's. I want to say that it's because creative, direction wise, I'm pretty sure these are pretty much just real conversations, and they're based off the script, but they're kind of encouraged to add things, you know.
Yeah, I'd assume that there's probably ad-libbing in these. I cannot imagine this is all just him writing. I'm pretty sure there is a good bit of
ad-libbing going on.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to actually look at the script and see how to the beat the script actually is.
Yeah.
But he's great at writing good, interesting conversations, but the actors are great at delivering them.
Yeah, 100%.
He tends to work with a lot of the same actors.
He tends to work with really, really high-profile actors as well. Yeah. So, he knows he can get, a really good, script out of them and everything like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to know, a little, just to jump around a little bit, you want to know a little cool fun fact?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever... what's his name? Jonathan or whatever? The bounty hunter. The hangman.
Yeah, the hangman.
He remember whenever he bashes that guitar?
Yeah.
So in reality, that guitar, I believe, was a actual, it was $200,000 Johnny Cash guitar.
Wow.
He was not supposed to actually break that guitar.
This happens. His movie's got quite a bit.
It doesn't surprise me. Doesn't it happen in Django too?
Yeah, he was
where
not
he's
supposed to break the cup.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to break the cup, and he
Broke
stabs
his
himself.
Yeah. Anyway.
So if you watch the one prisoner lady, which
Yeah.
I'm never gonna remember her name, she actually, if you watch her face, you can tell that she was like, "Holy shit, that wasn't supposed to happen."
Yeah, or
What's her name?
Daisy Donahue.
Oh, there it is.
Is that it?
It was
Domergue.
Domergue or something like that. It was a
Yeah.
weird name.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's
John Ruth. Kurt Russell was playing him. Yes.
yeah.
Fucking Kurt Russell did a phenomenal
He's always
job
such a
too.
great cowboy.
Yeah,
man.
he's a really good. He's like Clint Eastwood, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like where he's a really good fucking cowboy.
He just is, through and through. He's like that Sam. He's like almost like a Sam Elliott profile cowboy at this point. He's just a through and through cowboy in movies.
Yeah,
It's always,
and then fucking. You ever notice how Samuel L. Jackson always gets in movies where the white people say the N-word a lot?
it's because he's always working with Tarantino. He loves putting the N-word in his
Yeah,
movies.
he does.
And he's got some flack for that. And Samuel L. Jackson has always stood behind Tarantino with that. Like, people have said, Tarantino is a racist for including so many N-words in his movies. But Samuel L. Jackson, like, pretty critically in an interview said, no, I don't think that Tarantino's a racist, and if I did, I wouldn't work with him so much. Because Tarantino speaks out about racism all the time. Or not Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson does all the time, talks about racism and speaks out against it. And he said, if Tarantino was a racist, he wouldn't always cast me as the smartest character in his movies.
That's true. That actually is a good point. He is almost always like the really smart character.
Yeah, he was
especially
low-key,
in this one.
He was Loki the puppet master in Django.
Yeah.
With the plot of like selling the girl. Mm-hmm. In this one, he was just like
he's just a smart guy. Yeah,
smart guy.
He's basically like a detective trying to figure out who did it.
Yeah.
I will say there were definitely. I did not expect everyone to die. First of all, I absolutely didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that all the villains died, though. I really thought that he was going to have the villains escape, and I was going to be really upset about that. But no, everyone fucking dies, and I'm happy about that.
Do you think that there was actually a gang of 15
No.
people? I don't think so either.
No, I think she was probably lying.
Yeah, I think Samuel L. Jackson hit it on the head with that one. I
Yeah.
don't think there was a group actually coming for him. I think that was the whole gang.
Yeah. I also, so the Mexican guy, what's his name? So I don't just
Bob, wasn't it?
Is it Bob? Yeah, it is Bob.
I'm Bob.
Bob.
It's like all he said in the whole movie.
So Bob, I 100%. Once Samuel L. Jackson called him out, I was like, okay, I think this is a twist. I don't think he's going to be bad. I think he's going to be completely fine, and it's actually nothing.
Yeah.
And then he was bad. I was like, okay, maybe he's like by himself though. I don't think there's going to be anyone else.
It's pretty hard.
Fucking everyone was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to predict his movies.
I did not predict a single thing that happened. I really didn't expect the British guy to be bad.
Yeah.
If I could have put money on it, I would have put money on the fact that guy wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah, this is like prime Tarantino to me. Is like this movie run that he did where he had Django and this movie and Inglourious Bastards. Well, I think so it was Inglourious
Man, for once I've
Bastards
actually
first.
seen all these three movies. Holy shit!
Yeah, I know.
That's wild.
Really, I don't know. I've been really putting you on to these Tarantino movies. And this one was Brock's idea for us to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'd never even considered watching Hateful Eight for whatever reason, but I'm glad that I did.
You know what's weird? Okay, so Netflix came out with a comedy version of The Hateful Eight. And whenever someone says The Hateful Eight, I always think of that movie before I think of this movie. That movie was really bad and it had Adam Sandler in it.
Yeah, it was kind of a play on the movie.
Yeah, it was.
I've seen that as well.
For some reason, my brain instantly goes to that movie, not this movie. I didn't even know this movie existed.
Yeah.
Because I always thought it was this movie. I always thought they were talking. I was like, why the fuck is this movie considered such a good movie?
Yeah.
It was like I have no idea.
Ridiculous Six.
The Ridiculous Six sounds right.
That was what it was. I recently saw it on Netflix, and I didn't watch it recently, but I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a really bad movie, but that's always where my mind went before this movie, which is weird.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like, I knew the Ridiculous Six before the Hateful Eight for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, in a row, he made Inglourious Bastards and then Django and then this movie, which are all, like, super fantastic movies. Mm-hmm. And they were, like, all coming out within, like, a year to two span of each other. And also, this movie was initially intended to be something of a sequel to Django.
Oh, really?
But he decided to just kind of, like, go his own way and make his own story out of it.
I think I'm kind of glad that he did that. It was just his own thing.
I don't think he's never really made, like, a proper sequel other than Kill Bill, but Kill Bill is more of like a part 1 and 2 thing.
Yeah, it's always kind of like I've never seen Kill Bill. I need to watch those.
Those are fun.
Yeah,
those are super fun movies.
But yeah, he always just makes specifically one movie, and it's kind of by itself.
I like that. You know, he knows how to like tell a story and like make it complete throughout like one thing.
Yep.
And he's not just going to be like, okay, this movie did really well, let me do it again. You know, he's like, it was always intended that there was going to be a part 2 to Kill Bill. So, and I love that. Like, this is the reason why I don't watch a lot of TV shows, is because TV shows, you know, it's like season 1 did good. Okay, let's just keep this going for as long as we possibly can.
And then you get to season 10, and it's like, so
We
this show has nothing to do with the original plot, and there's like 3 twins. There's incest. There's like, it's like, what the fuck is happening in this show?
Yeah, and like shows you'll see like they'll have like a season where they kind of like drop off in quality, and then the next season they'll have like already had pre-written how the show is going to end, and they're like, okay, let's run that ending season.
Yeah,
and then they have to like change things around a little bit. Like that's my biggest complaint with a show like Dexter, which is like one of my favorite shows, is that they just ran the bit for way too long. Season 2 should have been the last season of Dexter, probably.
Yeah, shows have a really big thing with that. I hate it.
I hate that, yeah. I like when there's something with a clear end in mind, which is why I think that I just end up watching movies more than shows all the time.
Yeah, because you know, it's like, especially with movies that are like single movies that don't have any sequels or anything like that, it's like, I don't want to watch fucking, or, oh my god, the people, this is a little bit of a tangent. The people that go, the first season, it's not very good. Okay. Second season, it's not very good. The third season, though, that's pretty good. You just have to watch those first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I'm not watching the first 2 seasons to get to the third season.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, he just knows how to write banger after banger. It's kind of insane. His catalog is crazy.
Yeah. But to talk about the movie a little bit.
Yeah. We kind of haven't talked about the movie all that much, huh? I guess like plot overview. We haven't really done that.
So really quick plot overview. Okay, just to start with, it's Kurt Russell writing in the trailer. He has the Domergue in the place with her, handcuffed to her. She has a bounty of 10,000. He's trying to get to a town.
Yeah.
Then Samuel L. Jackson shows up. He's like, hey, can I ride with you? It's a super fucking bad blizzard.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, fine. Then, who's the other guy's name?
It was Tim Roth. I think
Walton Goggins, Sheriff Chris Mannix.
Oh, Chris Mannix. Yeah. The sheriff is the next guy. Yeah.
So
like, I'm the sheriff of the town they're trying to go to. Mm-hmm. You know.
And he shows up, and he's also in the blizzard. And these are all just completely coincidental. So they all go into the place. Then they finally make it to basically like a way station, almost like an old hotel. So they stay there, and there's a couple other people there. So the people that own the place, for some reason, aren't there right now. We don't know why. This guy named Bob is just kind of taken over.
Yeah.
And he says that they left and they're going to go see their mother. I don't know if you noticed this. There was at least like 4 different characters that all had the same reason. They were like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see my mother. Oh yeah, I'm going to go see my son. Oh yeah, I'm going to go see my mother.
Yeah.
Like, none of them come up with very original ideas.
Yeah. They all just happen to be travel. Like, it's kind of like you're already kind of sensing that there might be like some sort of like other plot going on, you know, with that.
You also like you kind of really don't trust it.
Yeah.
You're like, that's like the fact that all of you, like, come on now.
It's hard to try. Yeah, it's because like every character's introduction, you always get like a little bit of like this is kind of fishy.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like every character is a little bit fishy in the movie. You're kind of like not supposed to trust any of them.
Even the good guys you're not really supposed to trust.
Yeah. And then like the only guys that you really kind of like get to trust a little bit are Samuel L. Jackson's character and Kurt Russell's character. Yeah. And, you know, they end up being pretty much the ringleaders of the whole operation towards the end. And
then Kurt Russell, the way Kurt Russell dies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He gets poisoned. They poison the coffee. And then he just throws blood up. It is very gruesome.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah. And then the movie all kind of takes like a massive shift whenever, you know, that poison thing happens. And this was, I thought it was kind of funny that you said that you didn't like the monologue thing that happens where Tarantino kind of like talks about what's going on, and he says that Domergue poisoned the coffee.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking that it's the girl, but she had nothing to do with it. And it was the Domergue overall gang that had something to do with it because they ended up throwing that dead body in the well. And that's kind of what ended up poisoning everybody. And that was really clever. Because then it's like, okay, now you have more distrust for the wrong person now. And then, you know, you end up finding out there's a whole gang of these Domergues and that these guys actually are, sort of related to each other. And, up until that point, you had no idea.
Yep.
And the movie kind of like backtracks, and I thought that was really cool. And I think that might have something to do with the reshoot, or not reshoot.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's like kind of I wouldn't surprise me if they were gonna show how they were good, but then they I will say, okay, when they did the flashback, I thought that it was a little weird, just purely based on the fact that like Minnie and Dave, they were the most like happy-go-lucky characters ever. Oh my god.
They were having a great time out there.
They were having an amazing time.
You kind of just end up watching everybody like stuck in this way station, losing their damn minds, and trying their best not to kill each other, and then they end up all killing each other.
Yeah.
It was really fun because you don't know who's going to die next, because there's so many characters in this movie, and usually that's like a bad thing with movies.
Mm-hmm. But I thought honestly every single character was pretty good.
He's good at developing. Tarantino's good at developing characters as much as they need to be developed for you to for them to work with the plot.
Yeah.
There's so many characters in this movie, and all of them are developed very quickly and very efficiently through conversations.
And there was a lot of a lot of movies have that exposition where it's they're not showing, they're a lot of telling. Yeah. This movie does a lot of telling, but at the same time, it feels very natural the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's all through dialogue. It's all through just a regular conversation. It all feels very natural. It flows really well. They're all just sitting in the cart. And they're kind of talking about the president's letter and or his backstory about how he escaped the prison, or what's the other guy's name? Walter Goggins. That guy, how he used to be a Confederate captain, and his dad was, and he controlled. And it felt all very natural. It didn't feel like just an exposition dump.
Yeah, there were. This was one of the movies that I like. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit, but I was so curious that I actually had to look it up. I didn't expect there to be as many N-words in this movie as there were.
They
dropped a lot of N-bombs. I think it was 80 in this movie.
Damn.
It was 160 in Django, which that one makes sense.
Makes sense because it's literally on a slave plantation.
Yeah, but they were really just calling Samuel L. Jackson the N-word the whole movie.
He was the only black character in this film, and they managed to call him so many times.
Yeah, I know. It was insane. That was
What did you think? Okay, of the Confederate captain, and then the fact that Samuel L. Jackson tells him how he kills his son. First of all,
that was insane.
Do you think he actually killed his son? Because it's possible he was just fucking lying.
I think he did it.
Yeah, you think he actually killed him?
Yeah, I think.
And then the fact that they then show him the son walking naked and then fucking sucking Samuel L. Jackson off.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That was insane. And that was wow. That one. I was the movie seemed a little bit directionless for a while.
Yeah.
And then that scene drew me in so much.
100%. That was
and then
a good
I couldn't
scene.
take my eyes off the movie after that happened. I guess I just like what I saw. I'm just kidding. But it was
damn, who's the sus one now, Connor?
I had to drop something in because you do it damn near every episode. I can't. But anyway. Yeah, that scene was fantastic. And then oh my god, the shock scene where you had no idea that Darmagoo's brother was under the thing the whole time.
And then fucking Samuel Jackson gets shot in the fucking balls.
He's say goodbye to your nuts. He got him. It's I watched Inglourious Bastards right after I watched this movie because that's my favorite Tarantino movie.
I haven't seen that in a while, but I have seen it. It's
I think that's
really
still my favorite Tarantino movie. He likes to put people under floorboards in movies a lot.
Yeah.
There was
an easy place to hide.
Under the floorboards thing in Inglourious Bastards as well. But it was pretty cleverly done in this movie. And then Samuel L. Jackson loses his balls.
Yeah.
It's a critical plot point where he's, his nuts are gone and he's bleeding through the nuts through, half the movie.
One thing I could also appreciate about this movie is if someone gets shot, they die.
Yeah. Oh my God, Samuel L. Jackson blowing that one guy's head completely off.
They did that
was
multiple times.
Yeah, that was I love the way that he does his gore in movies. Mm-hmm. It's so funny. That one was hysterical to me. I died laughing at that.
It's very overdone, but at the same time, it was very good.
It's perfect. Mm-hmm. It's great. Yeah, he's got a great way of directing grotesque action scenes that are satisfying and not stupid and campy deaths. they were all supposed to be like stupid, kind of campy deaths, or not all of them, but a lot of them were.
Yeah. I mean, there were. Literally, he pushed one of the guys, he shot him twice, pushed him on the ground, and shot him in the head, and the head just fucking exploded.
He akimbo pistoled his ass to death. That was insane. Yeah, that was a great sequence. I think probably my favorite sequence in the movie was either the reading of the letter at the end. I thought that was a really cool full circle thing. Because like the letter didn't seem like it seemed like I wasn't expecting it to have the significance that it had.
Yeah.
And it had no real purpose of being as significant as it was, but whenever, it was read, it wasn't like it was going to reveal some sort of critical plot thing, but it was just cool that it happened. I don't know.
And I think it kind of shows off his character really well too.
Yeah.
That he's a black character in a very, very white dominated world. Like he kind of has to lie to get to do things and everything like that. He lies to Kurt Russell about the letter coming from Abraham Lincoln. It's actually not. He wrote it himself. Then the one Confederate guy was like, obviously this is fake and everything like that. I 100% thought he was just going to be like, no, it's real. But no, he's just like, no, it's fake.
You're right, it's fake.
Yeah.
I love all there's so many like lies in the movie. And like everybody's lying to each other, and it's so fun to try to like see through because it's like that makes it so damn unpredictable. Nobody's a reliable character in the movie.
Yeah, there's no reliable storyteller, I guess would be the way to do it.
Yeah, except for Tarantino when he does his monologue. But even when he does that, it doesn't reveal anything about the movie until, well, I guess it does reveal something. But he even kind of when he does his monologue, it kind of like throws you off the plot even more.
Yeah.
The plot was like super hard to grasp onto until like everything kind of came full circle when it does the flashback. Like flashbacks can be so bad in movies, but this one was so perfect.
I will say the flashback kind of took me out of the movie for a minute. It took me a second, but then once we got a little bit farther into it, I was like, okay, you know what? I am actually vibing with this a little bit better. Yeah. But it did take me a minute to kind of. Flashbacks always kind of like take me out.
They always do.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, I'm really gripped in what's happening. Okay, so now we're going to go 20 minutes beforehand. It's like, okay.
It was, I think it was intentional too, though, to throw you off again. Like
it might be, yeah, that would make sense.
There's so many things where they just try to throw you off in the movie.
You definitely can't guess what the fuck is going to happen in that movie.
Yeah. Tarantino movies are a great time because with them being so conversation heavy, it's like fun to talk about the movie while the movie's going on. Mm-hmm. That's like one of my favorite things about them is that they're so fun to just like watch and talk about. They're like they bring up a lot of good conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's like this isn't my favorite Tarantino movie, but it's still like up there for me.
Honestly, out of the ones I've seen, right? I've seen Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. I've seen you just said them.
Inglourious
Basterds and Django Unchained.
Yeah.
I think this one is probably my favorite movie. I love movies that take place in reality, pretty much one place. It's all in one house. It's all the characters just talking. That's basically the most of the scenes. It's just them talking. It's not really about the action or anything like that, but it still feels almost, and Quentin Tarantino is really good at this, keeps it really stressful the whole time.
Yeah.
You don't know entirely who to trust, what's going on, all of that. Like, I actually think this is probably my favorite one of his films.
That's a huge praise.
Yeah.
I think the one Tarantino movie that doesn't really seem super stressful the whole time is probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I have not seen that one.
It's a good one, too, though.
Yeah. I mean, from my understanding, that won a whole bunch of Golden Globes, I believe. I think that's what it is.
Well, Hollywood loves movies that talk about Hollywood.
This is true. It was supposed to be a love letter to Hollywood, so it makes sense that it won a whole bunch of shit.
Well, yeah, it's not really like a love letter. It's like a... It's
like a jacking off of...
very, very self-masturbatory movie. Not really. It's... I don't know. If you watch it, it's not really like a love letter. It's more of like it's sort of a critique. For whatever reason, Hollywood loves movies that critique Hollywood. It's
because it's talking about itself. They're very narcissistic. It's like even if you're critiquing it, it's like you're still talking about me.
I love it. Because it's like the one thing that they can like relate to, I guess.
Exactly.
Like for example, there was what was the movie this year that just won a whole bunch of stuff that nobody knew anything about the movie, and it was like a Netflix.
El Chimera?
No, not El Chimera.
I didn't know if you're talking about the musical.
No, it is the musical.
Yeah,
but
isn't that El Chimera? Maybe that's not the same.
You're confusing it with a different movie. But
But yeah, the musical, the one that's talking the sex change operation song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, that movie apparently like sucks, but it had to do a lot with Hollywood, so it won like everything.
Yeah, it won. I haven't actually watched the movie. My little sister really into movies like this. She watched it. She was like, "This movie is shit."
Yeah, like everybody thought that, but it still won so much.
Yeah, that's kind of shows you the Oscars and just suck.
Emmys and all that. Yeah, they just if the movie has to do with Hollywood, they love it.
Yeah,
it's so fucking weird to me. But the biggest praise that I can give Tarantino is that like he is okay, like he had opportunities to make foreign movies, but he is big into like praising American movies because like he he sees that like the storytelling of American movies is like superior to foreign films. So he's just like he's like a big time story writer, not like a big time like there's a lot of action in his movies, but he really writes the movies just for the story. It's not like it's not a profit thing. It's not and like foreign movies, I guess they're not a profit thing either, but you know, whatever. But he's very outspoken about how the reason why he loves American cinema is because American cinema developed the story more. You know.
One thing I do want to talk about in this movie too is, and I actually noticed it in this movie, is the way it's shot is really cool.
Yeah.
Some of the camera angles where it's like focused on one guy, but then you'll see them in the background, or like and it's kind of like a little blurry. But so you're focused on this, but then you can see stuff in the background, or like just like the wide angles or the close up angles and stuff like that. Just like I don't know, he did a really good job of shooting at this film.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite shots in this movie is like there's a wide angle shot where you see the two guys that were already in the way station, and then I think this is like during the flashback maybe, and you see. I think it was when Samuel L. Jackson's character and Kurt Russell's character like first got there, and they were like coming into the door, and you get this wide angle shot of like the two people sitting in the chair, and they're just watching them struggle with the door.
Oh yeah, and he's like they're like yelling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of see it from a different perspective because you saw it earlier from that perspective from the other side of the door, which was also pretty interesting.
Yeah, which shows you just how like nobody's out there to help anybody here, and like they really should be helping each other with this like horrible scenario they're in with this like world-class awful snowstorm.
Yeah,
but
blizzard.
Everybody's literally just out there to hurt each other the whole time.
Yeah, poor fucking the driver. Fucking, you gotta feel bad for that guy.
Yeah.
He has to run out in the snow and pour all the guns out. He has to fucking what else?
He was so bitch made in that movie. It was very unfortunate for him. Yeah.
And then he fucking throws up all the blood and dies from poison.
Yeah. Death sequences in this movie were fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else is there to talk about with it?
I don't know. This is just a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Very, very good.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. And I think that this is like that. I think that this era that he had, where he had that run of movies, is like probably his best to me. Is like the run from Inglourious Bastards to this movie. I think was his like golden era of like his best movies he made. Though like everything else is pretty good too. I don't know which ones I haven't seen. I haven't seen Jackie Brown.
I don't know that one.
Okay, I've seen Pulp Fiction. I have
not seen Pulp Fiction. I need to watch that one too.
That's crazy. I've seen Pulp Fiction. That's one of my favorites of his. I've seen Kill Bill 1 and 2. I've seen Inglourious Bastards in this one and Django. And I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Reservoir Dogs. I think the only one I might not have seen is Jackie Brown, and the one that he directed like half of. And you can, I don't, it might have been Brock that told me about him directing half of a movie, and it was like very obvious when he stepped in for the other half of it. I don't know, but it's crazy that the filmography that he has, because it's there's not like a movie that he's made where he's like literal cinema gold. Everything that he makes just comes out like fantastic for whatever reason.
Yeah,
it's just another banger Tarantino movie. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, which ones have I not seen here?
So we got Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Bastards. You've seen Django Unchained, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Hateful Eight, From Dusk Till Dawn.
That one I haven't seen.
Jackie Brown, Death Proof.
I haven't seen that one either.
True Romance.
Haven't seen that
Kill
one.
Volume 2, The Movie Critic.
Now some of these are movies that he's just in. that he didn't direct.
Oh,
he
if
also
that's true. Actually, that would make sense.
that is true. There are some of these movies that he is just in, and he's always in his own movies as well.
Yeah.
He always makes an appearance.
At least somewhat in this movie.
Like this one, he does that like talk through portion of it.
Most of the time, he dies too.
Yeah, like in Glorious Bastards, he's the first Nazi that gets scalped.
And then in Reservoir Dogs, he dies off screen, but then you see him be killed like immediately as soon as he pops up.
Yeah, he's like the first person to die in all the movies, pretty much. But yeah, I've always loved getting the opportunity to talk about these Tarantino movies. They're super fun.
Okay, well, we've been the Cinematics Podcast. You want to do a final review?
Yeah, still an 8.5 for me. Yeah.
Still a 9.5. Okay, cool. So,
Well, I've been Connor.
I've been Casey.
And go watch the news.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I thought the cowboy guy that was sitting in the corner,
I think so.
I thought that was Quentin Tarantino. The whole fucking film.
Really?